French and Indian War was caused by colonies having relations to Britain. The French allied with the Indian tribes, and the colonies were reinforced by the British Army. This resulted in the British gaining American territory. The Albany Plan was created by Benjamin Franklin to manage the relationship with the Indians. This would have been the first form of colonial unity if it had passed. This showed the idea of unification existed within the colonies. The French and Indian War led to the Proclamation of 1763, which was created to prevent colonists from settling west of the Appalachian Mountains. The proclamation ultimately failed when the settlers disobeyed English law and proceeded west. In an effort to further their profits, Britain enacted the Sugar Act, which raised the priority on sugar and lowered it on molasses. It also added vice-admiralty courts to the colonies, which tightened control in the colonies. According to the colonists, the Stamp Act was purely an effort to profit from the colonies. The Stamp Act imposed a tax on all printed documents in the colonies. Many colonists resisted this tax. When Britain began to keep British troops within the colonies, the Mutiny Act was enacted. The Mutiny Act required that colonists house British troops. On December 16, 1773, colonists heaved boxes of tea into the Boston harbor to protest the Tea Act. The British fired into the crowd of colonists, killing 5 people. The Boston Massacre, as it was called, created outrage against Britain and resentment towards Britain. The First Continental Congress had 5 major decisions. 1. Reject the plan for colonial union under British authority. 2. Endorse a relatively moderate statement of grievances. 3. Approve military preparations for defense against British troops. 4. Agree to a series of boycotts. 5. To meet again in the spring. The first battle of the Revolutionary War was the Battle of Lexington and Concord. The shot heard around the world was the Minutemen protecting Lexington and Concord from the British.